Okay guys, we got a big antique store haul video, and some of the bigger, I got some bigger pressed steel trucks. You know, they're not Tonka trucks, but they're like Tonka trucks. So I'm gonna show those later at the end of the video because they're, you know, they don't really fit on this table very good. Every time I try to show one on the table, it's enormous. So I'm gonna show those at the end, but I do have a bunch of other stuff first. So we'll get the book out of the way here. It's called Complete Encyclopedia of Commercial Vehicles, and you can see it's got some old ones in there, like there's an old Mack. And whatever this guy here is, that's an old one. And interestingly enough, it came from the Indiana Museum of Transport and Communication. And everything, almost everything in the antique store was on sale, because they're getting ready to close / move to somewhere else. Which is unfortunate because every time I go there, I always buy a whole bunch of stuff. You know, they have pretty good prices, and they have a lot of nice stuff. So it's kind of sad that they're closing. Here we have a ruler. It's still sticky from where the tag was at. Pretty cool ruler here. The UAW General Motors. People making a difference through quality programs. It's pretty cool. You know, it's a truck, semi-truck. It's plastic. I thought it was metal when I bought it. And then this is cool. You know, it's actually this frame I don't think is actually that old. It just looks like the old frames. And then it's got a cool picture of an old Ford truck with a canoe on the top of it, in front of, let's see, Major, probably Star Major, I think that's a gas company. I'm gonna say Star Major. I can see it says Major. It's pretty cool. I just like the picture, you know. Let's see, we have some better stuff here. I have some of the stuff they wrapped and some of it they didn't. I'm gonna get this record out of the way so it doesn't get tore up. Got a Roger Miller record, Dang Me, which I really like Roger Miller, so this is a pretty good one. Alright, we have a big bag of stuff that is wrapped up here. So it's a surprise every time we open them up here. Because I didn't watch, you know, I watched them wrap it, but I didn't pay attention to what went into what bag. But I have this cool truck here, a Tonka Truck. I don't care for the chrome in the bed, but other than that, it's a pretty cool truck. Nice green. The stickers are in good shape. You know, they're kind of faded out. The yellow and orange kind of blend together, but they're not peeling away or anything. It's got a metal base on it, made in USA. Got the tow hook on there with the string from the tag. Now the Buddy L version of this truck, the hood open. The Tonka version, it does not open. What's this? Oh yeah, this is cool. It's like Christmas. You have to figure out how to open up the paper. This is an old pressed steel truck. Yeah, I don't think it's tin. I think it's pressed steel. It's heavier than tin. But it's made by Marx, as you can see their logo there. Lewis Marks Company. Oh, look. It's even got the year. It's just in Roman numerals. That's cool. It says Marks on the front here. From the side and from the front, it kind of looks like a Tonka cab, except for it saying Marks. The tires say Marks too. Pretty cool. You know, it dumps. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of these old bottles, so let me just unwrap all three of them first, and that'll save us some time here. I'm running out of room to buy like bigger bottles, and there was some really cool old bottles, so I got them. They're like plain, you know, bottles that you would get on like a plane. I think all three of them are some kind of old alcohol. Yeah, vodka, Red Label, and Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. But they're pretty cool. This one I think is probably the oldest one, but it's yeah, they're all pretty cool. Less than half a pint. You know, the decals are in pretty good shape. The stickers are. They're not cracked anywhere. This one, the decal's not in such great shape, but you can still read it. And it's got a crown stamped on the back. Then the wild turkey here with a turkey. I don't usually buy the older bottles like that are small, but I'm kind of out of room for the bigger bottles here. I'm not going to go through these in this video, but there's a bag of Hot Wheels here. I'll do a different video on that. Alright, my paper is getting mixed up with other stuff. Got a really cool trailer here. Now, I didn't recognize the logo here. Nationwide Trailer Rental System. It's a pretty cool logo there. They got the 48 states there on a trailer. It's a pretty cool logo. This is a Structo. And I have a bunch of Nylant trailers, U-Haul trailers, but I don't have any Structo trailers. And so that's probably why I've never heard of Nationwide before, because I would assume that's probably a real company, but I don't know. But if it's not, and it's one of Structo's brands that they made up, I still have never heard of it. And I don't see too many Structo trailers. It's a really good deal, so I got it. It's missing the back door here, as most of them are. And the decal on this side's in good shape as well. I don't suppose they actually put white walls on the trailers, but since it's Structo, they did that. The knobby tires on there for trailer as well. So you can see how big that is on the table, which is why I don't usually show the big pressed steel stuff on the table. Alright, this next thing has been in there since, I think ever since I've been going to that antique store. This clock has been in there, and I've always debated on whether or not to buy it. You can see it's dusty. It's been in there a long time. And it was $12, and I don't know. I didn't really want to pay $12 for it. It had one of the, you know, newer mechanisms in it. But there was a sale today, so it was $7, and I thought, you know what? I've wanted this clock for 10 years. Let's see. Yeah, probably about 10 years. 8 years at least. I've been going in there a long time. And I've always liked this clock. I don't know. I know there's not a big difference between 7 and 12, but I feel better about paying 7 than 12. Because it needs, cleaned up, and you can see it's been in there a long time. The price tag, there's dust around where the price tag was at. I'm hoping it just needs a new battery, but if it needs a new mechanism, that's the reason I didn't really want to pay very much for it. It says Spartus Corporation, Louisville, Mississippi. And I'll put that down on the floor because we don't have a lot of room on the table here. Oh, and then we have some stuff. They have a log cabin, and the stuff in the cabin is all one price. So I guess I'll go through. It's not a purse, it's a camera, but it's got the case with it. This is really cool. Pleaser instant camera. I think your photo actually comes out of the top of this one. Usually they spit out the bottom. This is a Kodak camera. Light and darken controls right here. Oh, you can see the thing move. It's up here. So that's pretty cool. Believe it or not, you can still buy film for these. It was definitely not $15 because I'm looking at my receipt, and everything in the cabin is $5, and everything in the cabin was half off today. So it was definitely not $15. You look through there. There's a square on there that the camera's not picking up. There is a square there, so you can kind of make sure that everybody's in frame. And oh wow, it's got the book. It's got the book with it, which I didn't even see. It's from 1978. That's cool. It's got the book. I didn't see that it had the book originally. It's been folded in there wrong, so it's kind of bent up. Look at the lights. For flash photography. Tells you, I guess, kind of how to troubleshooting for if your picture doesn't come out right. Pretty cool book. I didn't know it had the book, so that's exciting. And I think that the book actually goes in behind the camera. It doesn't go under the camera. That somebody put it in there wrong. That's why that book was all bent up. We got Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. This is an old one. And you can see that this was used in an English class because it's got kind of notes in it. Bo Elser. Or maybe that's an I. Elser. Something like that. There's notes on the other side of this page too. And then the copyright date for the printing of this book, 1903. Pretty cool. We just read this book for class this year, so. But the old one was cool. So Alright, then I got some license plates here. And this is the stuff I talk about. It's not really worth $5, but, you know, $2 is okay. You know, this plate is not in great shape for $2, but it's a lot better. I wouldn't pay $5 for it, you know. She must have just put these in the bag because these weren't in the cabin. But this is the bicentennial for Ohio, 1803 to 2003. Little logo there. Birthplace of aviation. And guess what? It's a matching set. And for Ohio, you need 2 plates. So I thought that was cool that there was a matching set and they're zip tied together. So alright. Got a Chutes and Ladders game. It's a Milton Bradley from 1979. Milton Bradley. Alright, then we got a picture here, which I'm going to open up off camera because it's big. Wow, she wrapped it like 3 times. This was also in the cabin. Oh, there's a glare on it. I thought it was pretty. It's kind of warped, you know, but it was out in the cabin. I like the picture. And the frame is nice too. So, there's all of that stuff. And then I have the other 2 trucks, which I'm going to show you now. The first thing here that we got is the Structo Vista Dome horse van. This is pretty cool. It's big, so that's why I'm doing this on the floor here. It's missing the hubcap on the truck, and then I think the trailer's missing some hubcap as well. And then it's missing the dome here. And the Structo sticker is kind of rust stained pretty bad. And we still got our string and our tape. It says turbine on the front, like maybe it's a turbine truck. It's got the grill on it, which was nice. Whatever's written on the front here is also written on the back of the trailer. Somebody wrote that in there. Alright, so that side of the trailer is missing, so they're each missing a hubcap. Which, they're just little metal hubcaps. And I opened this door, but I couldn't really get it to close back up, so I'm not going to open it all the way. Sorry this is kind of dark. I'm trying to... Probably with the camera in front of me, I'm not going to be able to close this door all the way. But the back door opens pretty well. It says, moving on. It drops down. It's 4 horses, but it's angled so you could almost drive a car up in there. Maybe a car with bigger wheels. It's a pretty big bump for that one. But you get the idea. Yeah, that is what that says. That does say moving on. So the windows are really dirty, but the rest of the truck's in good shape. Detaches. And it's going to be dark, so I'll just read it to you. US patent, then it's got the patent number, then Canada patent, then we have 1966, which I would assume it's probably from 1966. Maybe that's just a patent number, but I was actually thinking this was probably from the 70s, but it could be from the 60s. It's kind of a goldish color. The camera is actually doing a good job for it being looking dark over here. I'm right under a light. I can't even see my shadow. I can't be any more in the light. Then got the Tonka Snorkel Firetruck here, which I've wanted one of these since I was probably about 7. And there was an antique store that had 2 or 3 of them, and that one ended up closing. And this was $15. Can you believe that? You can never find these trucks this cheap. Yeah, it's missing the plastic ladders, but the hose is there, which the hose on these trucks is cool. You can run water through this little nozzle here, and it runs up through the hose. The arm has to be extended out, but then it shoots out of the hose here, which has popped out of its place. But I'll put that back in place before I extend it for you. The decals are in good shape. It's got both of the fire extinguishers and the Tonka badge on the little bucket there for the firemen to sit in. Got the ladder racks on this side. This one needs straightened out. And you can see how the front of this truck looks like the front of that little bitty Mark's dump truck that I was showing you earlier. It's got a painted metal grill, and it's got the rubber bumpers in here. And then the headlights are separate pieces. And it also has both of the gumball lights on top. I'm going to set this up on the chair here. I'm also going to put this back in place. It popped out of place here. There we go. It just kind of stays up there. And then you can see the hose up here. And so you could actually run water through that, and it'll shoot out of that nozzle up there. Tonka did that with a lot of their fire trucks for quite a long time. It doesn't pivot around, you know, it's just held in place. The push it down a little bit. Got the nozzle here, the hole where the water comes out. So that's pretty cool. There you can see the lights on the top there are still intact, which is kind of surprising because I can see this arm getting set down on top of those lights. It rolls really good too. Pretty quiet for a Tonka truck too. So I guess I'll leave you here. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.